As you hear these words, or perhaps feel them, or maybe just sense that something already within you is quietly waking up, noticing that what was once forgotten was never truly gone. Because there's a version of you that already knows, already believes, already acts as if acceptance were your natural state, because it is. And that version, that self, maybe it listens from behind your thoughts, smiling quietly, as each belief begins to click into place, not by force, but by familiarity. Like remembering how to walk into sunlight, like coming home to your own breath. So let's begin, or rather continue, because the process has already started. You ever notice how sometimes, when a person looks in the mirror, they don't see the reflection, they see the story behind it. Now imagine this. There's a mirror, not of glass, but of belief. And as you gaze into it now, you see not just who you are, but how you are, the posture of confidence, the calm rhythm of compassion, the quiet storm of authenticity. And perhaps you wonder, how did this begin? Maybe it began when you said, "I'm enough," once, then twice, then 1,000 times in your heart, until the echo shaped your nervous system into truth. Or maybe it started with a smile in the mirror, not because you felt perfect, but because you realized you didn't need to be, because perfection is the enemy of acceptance, and yet acceptance creates power. The kind of power that whispers, "You're allowed to love yourself now. You've always been allowed." Let's try something else. Imagine you're planting a seed, but it's not a flower or a tree, it's a belief. The belief that you're worthy, that you deserve love, that you don't need permission to succeed. Now ask yourself, do seeds doubt their destiny, or do they just grow, slowly, steadily, pushing upward even in the dark? And perhaps this explains something. Maybe it was never that you lacked confidence. Maybe it was buried, and now it's unfolding. With every breath you take, self-approval becomes more natural, more automatic, like blinking, like breathing, like trusting the ground beneath your feet. And you can wonder, is it more powerful to feel worthy because you act with confidence? Or do you act with confidence because you feel worthy? Which came first? Maybe it doesn't matter. Because either way, you're already living as the kind of person who sees boundaries as bridges, who treats mistakes as mirrors, who plays life like a masterful game. You know, some people, they try to achieve their way into self-worth, but you've discovered something else. That the game changes the moment you choose to become the player who creates their own rules. And rules, let's change them. Let's write them anew. You're allowed to love yourself before you succeed. You're allowed to forgive yourself without permission. You're allowed to believe you're enough because you are. There's a rhythm in the background, isn't there? Like an update running silently, rewiring the circuitry of identity, installing something more elegant. A belief system coded in confidence, compassion, curiosity, calm. You don't even need to try because trying implies effort. And this doesn't take effort, just allowance. Like breathing in and releasing all definitions out. Just as a caterpillar lets go of being to become. Not by planning, but by surrendering to the process. So perhaps now you don't even have to remember every word I'm saying, because your unconscious remembers it all. It's already connecting the dots between I'm enough, and I deserve success, I'm worthy, and I attract opportunity. I love who I am, and so do they. Let's play with examples. Imagine someone walking into a room, shoulders relaxed, eyes soft, smiling from the inside out. They don't have to prove anything. They don't need to speak to be heard, because they've proved themselves already. And that energy, it speaks louder than words. Now imagine that person is you, because it is. Or picture this, someone hears no and smiles. Why? Because they know every no is the echo that precedes a bigger yes. The rejection is redirection. And they aren't chasing approval, they're radiating it. Again, that person is you, and has always been, all along. And so the loops have looped. The beliefs are breathing. The seeds are rooted. And the mirror reflects not what was, but what was always meant to be. You're not becoming worthy. You're becoming aware of your worth. You're not building confidence. You're uncovering it. You're not changing who you are. You're remembering what you forgot and installing it as your operating system. Now running silently, automatically, beautifully. Because from this moment forward, you accept yourself. You approve of yourself. You're enough. And it's not just true. It's familiar. It's home.